Yo, what up, everybody, nigga? Welcome back to another video. Hey, the NBA has a Golden State Warriors problem. Let's get straight into it, nigga.
Win, win, and win. That right there is what the Golden State Warriors have been doing all season. Well, except for when they play the Los Angeles Clippers, who
they
play
just
some
can't
kind
beat
of
them.
curse on the Warriors. But if you ignore the Clippers, the Golden State Warriors would be 11-1 on the season. And even with those two losses, they are 11-3 and first in the Western Conference. Yes, after people spent all season writing them off, the Dubs are back. And I think it's safe to say that now. Because the game
Hold on. See that?
riding
Sliding
them
his
off,
feet.
the Dubs are back, and I think it's safe to say that now,
Hey,
because the
good
game
D,
against
nigga.
Atlanta was the exact kind of game that we just didn't see from the Warriors last season. They took care of business. We all know that didn't happen very often last season, with the
That nigga
Dubs
just gotta
either
follow. You gotta follow me
scraping
harder,
wins or
nigga. Follow
blowing
nigga harder.
huge leads on a consistent basis. Well, after being up 25 points at halftime against Atlanta, the Hawks brought the lead.
See how they get them with the figured, buddy? See, Steph pointing at them to go to the three, to go over to the wing three. But I actually saw GP2 just running ahead, nigga, in the pink by himself. Nobody noticed him.
Well, after
That's
being
good
up
ball.
25 points at halftime
That's a real
against
PG
Atlanta,
right now.
the Hawks brought the
He's
lead
evading
down
the
a
card
little
properly.
bit, only for the starters to return to the game and close
off
things
more, nigga.
out comfortably. And I've told you guys this
Oh, yeah, pick and roll.
100 times, but I'm going to keep saying
Hey!
what I love about this team is, in
about
addition to the big three, yes, it's a big three with the way Andrew Wiggins has been playing. In addition to that,
Lay
you
him.
can get production from numerous other guys every single
note?
night.
Pull up.
Take Lindy Waters, for
Splash.
example. From the 9th of November to the 13th of November, he was effectively a DNP in all three of those games. So in most cases, a player like that would remain an end-of-the-bench guy for the rest of the season, but not in the case of the Golden State Warriors, because this team is legitimately 1 through 14 deep. Sorry, Pat Spencer. I mean, he might be a baller as well for all we know, but after being a DNP for 3 straight games, he started the last 3 games, and it's easy to see why. Because at 6'6", he competes hard on defense, he gets in the passing lanes, and most importantly, he's a knockdown shooter.
I would say that was a foul.
Hard on defense, he gets in the passing lanes, and most importantly, he's a knockdown shooter. Look at him here getting the pass from Trayce Jackson-Davis, and with a smaller defender in front of him, he just shoots straight over Trey. Or a more typical Warriors play, where he initially sets the back screen on Zubac, and with Zoo facing away, he's worried about the lob to Trayce Jackson-Davis, so Lindy just pops out to the three-point line and knocks it down. And you also see the importance of his spacing on plays like this, where the defense is ready to help off on Steph Curry to stop him from getting to the rim, and Lindy makes them pay. I'm sure you guys already know, but that's why it's so important to have shooting at the 2-guard spot, and it's the reason Jonathan Kuminga has been coming off the bench and receiving less minutes, because despite his talent, teams just don't respect him as a shooter, and with the way Steph, Wiggs, and Dre are playing in that starting lineup, right now all the Warriors need is someone who can take some defensive attention away from those guys. Or if the defense decides to still help off him, he's going to make them pay at a consistent rate. Now, unfortunately, there is a reason for Lindy Waters becoming a starter. And after a season where there has been practically no bad news for the Warriors, knock on wood, it was reported that DeAnthony Melton has torn his ACL. And this is a guy who I thought would be...
like a re-aggravation or something last year. Not fast.
A starter and potentially the best player on this team outside of Wiggs, Steph, and Draymond. He might not score like JK or shoot like Buddy, but his reliability, his defense, his playmaking, and his shooting were all perfect for this team. But it's better to not think too much about that and just wish him the best. Luckily, if there is any team capable of filling in for a good role player, it's the Warriors. And for guys like Lindy Waters, Moses Moody, and Brandon Pajemski, yes, Pods, you need to step up, because he is the player that should be capable of providing the playmaking and shooting that Melton was giving this team. All of the talk from him about being overlooked and underrated over the offseason, well, it's time to prove that. And I know people are very low on him right now, but I'm not ready to give up on him just yet. We saw a full season from him where he was really...
I ain't like that nigga Draymond been shooting a lot of threes lately. Something in the A.
Impactful, playing different role.
I think it's meant to be. I think they may win the championship. And nigga shooting threes,
and
much more
different
threes,
positions
and
on
they
a
going
team
crazy.
that was nowhere near as good
like,
as
that pass
this
is
team.
crazy.
I still think you can see some on a team that was nowhere near
how
impactful,
hustle,
playing different roles and different positions on a team that was nowhere near as good as this team. I still think you can see some of the aspects of his game that help the Warriors with his playmaking, his positioning on defense, and his rebounding, which is still a leap for his size. The one thing Pods cannot do right now is unfortunately the most important skill that he has. It is shooting. It is really that simple. But unless you believe a guy who shot 44% in college before getting drafted and the nearly 39% his first year in the NBA just forgot how to shoot, then I expect him to get back to a decent level. And if he gets back to a
chill, man, chill.
Decent level as a shooter, he can Dubs being a champ.
What the hell happened?
Its best is attacking the rim. Just see it with decent level. NBA just forgot how to shoot, then I expect him to get back to a decent level. And if he gets back to a decent level as a shooter, he can still contribute to this team. Now, someone who has rediscovered his best form is Andrew Wiggins. I've been saying it all season, and I'm sure you guys have been saying it as well. Andrew Wiggins is back. We don't need to see him score 27 points to know that, because you can see it with the way he's defending, the way he's attacking the rim, and the confidence in his jump shot. But it's always great to see him put up a 25-point game, and when the Warriors get this version of Andrew Wiggins, they are almost unstoppable. Now, let's not expect 25 points a night, but whenever he does give you these kind of games, there's a 25 points a night, but whenever he does give you these kind of games, there's a 90% chance the Dubs will win. And the key to Wiggs playing his best is attacking the rim, using those physical gifts and the skill set he has to dominate, just like we see with Jonathan Kuminga. Look at him here getting the hands off from Trace. Capella gets caught in two minds, so Wiggs attacks the opening and gets to the rim. Or in this play where Pods comes through with the brush screen, which freezes Daniels for just a second, and that's enough for Wiggs to get downhill, and then the ability to hang and finish around Jalen Johnson is impressive. And just to finish things off, with the game pretty much out of reach, it's another Trace handoff, and again Capella is caught in two minds, so Wiggs takes advantage of that, getting downhill and to the rim. The Warriors aren't the perfect team, but no one is. Well, aside from the 2017 Warriors, who, they were pretty good. But when you have Steph Curry playing at an MVP level, Draymond Green playing at a DPOY level, and Andrew Wiggins playing at his best on both ends of the floor, that is the key to the Dubs being a championship contender, just like in 2022. The difference this year, however, is they also have the depth, which not only helps these guys when they're on the floor, but more importantly, the Dubs have the pieces to allow Steph and Dre some extra time to rest on the bench. Just look at Steph's minutes on average, which are 3 minutes.
Alright, 29. He's averaging the least now.
Slower than last year and 5 minutes slower than the year before, and the only games in which he has played above 30 minutes was against the Celtics, Mavs, Thunder and Clippers. All huge games in which the Dubs needed Steph, and the Warriors ended up winning 3 of those 4 games because we all know they can't beat the Clippers, but even in the game against Atlanta, it looked like Steph was going to play about 25 minutes until the Hawks made a bit of a comeback and the starters had to come back in and just make sure of things. But
just make sure they put down. Add insult to injury. Just make sure
every single game went to the very last possession, and that's because it did. With the Warriors playing in 48 clutch games last year, which is games that are separated by 5 or less points with 5 minutes remaining. That was more than anyone else in the league. So far there have been much fewer, and the games that have been close have been against elite competition, not teams like Atlanta.
I think Draymond is real flawed generally, you know. I don't really give that nigga Draymond his props. I think he should be looking at me. He's made some great passes.
With all due respect.
Some great plays on the whole.
And hopefully this continues, because a rested version of Steph, Draymond, and Wiggs is a very good version of those 3 guys. Now, if you made it all the way to the end of the video and want to see more content like this, consider subscribing. It's free. Dropping a like on the video would be cool. Most importantly, have a great...
Appreciate it, nigga. Hey, that's it for the video, nigga. Hope y'all niggas enjoyed the reaction. I don't know. Wait, if you enjoyed, come on, drop a like, please. Be really appreciated. Type-ish. Subscribe. That'd be really appreciated too. Type-ish. I don't know. So see y'all niggas in the next one with Kizzy.